In 3, 2, 1.
Who counts like that? Who counts like that? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Inside Leather Podcast. I'm your host, Ronnie from New Jersey. With me, as always, my man Deuce. Jeremy, we're missing Slow-Mo. Slow-Mo's not here today, but Jeremy's back on the controls, so that means he's not going to be sleeping like he's been the last couple of weeks, folks. He's going to be back in the groove. Folks, we're here over at headquarters. We're back at Golf City headquarters, and this episode, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at
Towel Tag.
All right, folks, listen. You know what? Do us a favor. If you like this episode, then like the episode. If you share the episode, tell your friends. Tell everybody about it. Let's go. We're growing here. We're growing, and we got a lot of really cool things coming, so make sure you're a part of the crew. Did you just... It's a smoke screen in front of the camera.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a smoke screen. Stop
no clue what
over
you're
there.
talking about.
Stop. Folks, before we get into it, we're going to be recapping Pebble. We got a special guest for you. We've been talking about him, and he's finally here. I'm not going to tell you who it is. He'll be back here in a minute, and we're going to be introducing him in a second here. But, folks, first, let's just... How about a read from our friends over at Towel Tag? Okay. Hey, folks, you all know how much we love our friends over at Towel Tag. Well, check out what they're doing now. They have a new club, the hole-in-one club. Are you one of those few golfers that actually had the ability to get a hole-in-one? Well, now Towel Tag is allowing you a chance to commemorate that moment by being on the wall. It's a wall of fame. Not the Hall of Fame, not yet, but it's the wall of fame. And head over to toweltag.com, and all the details are going to be there. Send them the course, the date, their scorecard, a picture. You got a picture of the ball in the hole. Send it to them. They're going to enshrine you on the Towel Tag Wall of Fame at the Towel Tag headquarters up in Canada, right? And they're also going to get you a towel tag, a holder, the whole nine to commemorate your moment. All right? It's a beautiful thing. Check them out. Toweltag.com, and tell them Ronnie from New Jersey sent you. Oh, and don't forget to use coupon code ITL for exclusive offers. That's it. Toweltag.com. Check them out.
Towel Tag. I love my Towel Tag, dude. Love my Towel Tag.
Are you like, I mean, who doesn't love their Towel Tag?
I don't know.
Country club feel without actually paying for the country club.
Did I tell you about Essex Fells? I did.
What'd you tell me about Essex Fells?
I put my down payment down.
So now you're a member over at Essex
Yeah,
Fells.
I got to finish paying it, but yeah.
So you got a junior member. Now, can a junior member actually, like, bring guests?
I got to find out the details. I'll talk to my...
How did you sign up and not actually got the details?
Because I was worried about me. I was making sure that I can get out there. As long as I can get out there.
He's worried about himself, folks. He's worried about himself. Not about me. Because I'm thinking to myself, there's probably no way that they're going to allow... Can you go back to me?
I'm
please?
really
See,
lost
you're
right
slow.
now.
You're slow on the controls. Holy shit. But listen, if I'm running a country club and I got somebody coming up and signing up for a junior membership, I'm not letting him bring guests.
I'm sure it's a cap, though. Like
because if my son was 16, I'd sign him up as a junior and just have him bring dad as his guest. And I get over on him. Might be a little hack. Might be a little country club hack I got.
I'm a member, though. Like, I should be able
to. Yeah,
but
you're not a full member. You're a junior member. There's going to be definitely restrictions to what you can do.
The restriction is, like, maybe you can bring them out twice a month, not unlimited times. I think there's...
But you know us.
Of course.
After twice, they're going to like me.
Yeah.
They might like me.
Hey, Ronnie, you want an honorary one?
Yeah. We're going to work something out. But let's recap a little bit of Pebble real fast before we bring in our guests, because we're going to have a lot to talk about. So let's do this Pebble thing pretty quick. Now, I mean, look. How beautiful is just watching that, looking at that course?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's just a spectacular course.
Sure.
We have no wide shots, so we're just going to be going back and forth because we got our studioing. But how about Jordan Spieth? Come on, Jordan! What the hell are you doing? Get your mind right, kid. He's got to close. He's almost there, though. I feel like, but all right, here. 2 weeks in a row.
He's a starting pitcher.
2 weeks in a row. He's had the 54-hole lead. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, that's a hard thing to do, number one.
Get ready, though. He's dropping off this week, I think.
Oh, you are such a hater.
No. I'm just, like, it just makes common sense.
Well, I mean, he's not going to be the 54-hole leader 3 weeks in a row. That would be absolutely insane. But he is playing well. Now, there's a little bit of smoke and mirrors, this one. A little bit of smoke and mirrors. He should not have been the 54-hole leader after. He shouldn't have been.
At Pebble, he should have.
No, he should not have been. He hit an eagle on 16,
Twice.
And Berger went OB on 18 and ended up double bogeying.
So how
That's a 4-stroke swing.
Yeah, but he played really good.
No, he did. No. Again,
like he holed out twice, not twice.
Right. How many times? All right. He's almost back. He's got to get the mental. He's got to be able to close. But I got to tell you, Berger. I always liked this kid. I like this kid. They went to high school together?
Yes, sir. High school buddies.
No way.
Swear to you, they said it in the commentary this week.
no shit. They went to high school together. Wow, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
they were chatting it up. They were playing together most of the weekend too.
No shit. I didn't know they went to high school together. That's pretty cool. But it was smoke and mirrors, though. I mean, he did Eagle 16, and the other guy, and Berger went OB and double bogeyed 18. It was a four-stroke swing, which gave Jordan the 54-hole lead right through Saturday. And then Sunday, just like last week at Waste, he just kind of shit the bed a little bit. But you got to give it to Berger. I mean, Berger, he's won 4 times on tour now. He won right out the gate. Right, with the pandemic, the first tournament back, he won. I like the kid. Is he still Callaway? He's still Callaway, right?
Adidas and TaylorMade.
He went to TaylorMade. This son of a bitch. He left Callaway. All right. I mean, goddamn, they're just spending money over at TaylorMade. They just want them all. They want domination.
It's going to be ice storm today.
What?
It's going to be.
Are you really looking at the fucking weather right now while we're doing the show?
I didn't think there was going to be an ice storm. I'd be stuck here all night.
What are you talking about? It was supposed to be an ice storm. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
You could tell the weather better than they can. Just got to look up.
Anyway, look, so congratulations to our friend over at Daniel Berger. I like the kid.
I got a question
I
for
think
you.
his game is solid. There's really no holes in his game.
Yes, there is.
Is he gonna make it on the presidents and the writer and all those? Is he gonna finally make it on?
I don't know because Brooks just knocked out He knocked out Spieth by winning last week at the Waste Management. So I don't know if he's gonna make it.
Who knocked out Spieth?
Brooks, my man.
As far as
making a stride to play on the president. On
yeah,
the
but you get some exemptions, right? They get
Isn't it captain
coaches
picks?
the captains gets to pick a few.
I'm not sure what's going to go on, but they were saying how Brooks is making a good contention to play on the team now. I got a question for you though. So we know Jordan Spieth is Under Armour, right?
Yes.
So now, back then, we'll say in the past 4 years, he couldn't go anywhere to negotiate any contract because how bad he was playing. So he really had no leverage. But since he's playing so much better, and he's on national TV for the past 2 weeks, do you think he will be Under Armour in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere.
I think he moves.
He's not moving.
I think he's done.
He's not.
He's the only Under Armour golfer out there. I think there's going to come a time where he's going to leave.
No, I don't think Under Armour is going to let him leave. I think that they're gonna crank the cash in his way, and he's gonna be. Who cares? I don't know.
I just a question.
No,
dude.
I know. I know you're all into style and
Next
everything.
Time you ask
I
me a
like
question,
him with
Next
Under
time you
Armour.
ask me a question, I'm gonna say, who cares?
All right. Well,
Speaking of style,
fair enough. Speaking of style,
let me cut to this Roback read real quick. All right, folks, you know I'm a big style guy, and I've been running all things style lately, so I need to tell you guys about our friends over at Roback. Roback has been sending me some sick gear, and I've been performing in it, wearing it at all the tournaments that I play in, and it's just solid quality here. So if you're a guy in your 20s to 30 living that young professional life, stealing a few rounds on a weekend, here's why you need to upgrade to Roback's performance polos. First, their collars are structured and last after many washes. Second, Roback's polo fabric is incredibly soft, stretchy, and wicking. Third, they nailed the fit. These aren't your typical boxy dad golf polos like Ronnie. For all you who are trying to tear up the course this time of year, Roback's Q-zip pullovers are as soft as they can get. No one does Q-zips like Roback. They're giving our listeners a first-time offer of 15% off when you click the link in our description below. That's 15% off just by clicking the link in our description below, and your 15% off will be automatically incorporated into your checkout. So check out Roback at roback.com and get yours today.
Stuff.
You got to get some Roback stuff.
Check this out. Yeah, they don't fit me.
They do.
They got 3X?
I'll make sure. You want me to reach out?
You got to find out. I mean, I don't know what, they're advertising on this show. Don't they know all of our people wear 3? Well, not all of them, but some of them wear 3X on this show.
Figure it out. I'm sure they got something.
Not for nothing. Did you know that this was a pretty interesting stat that I heard? The last 3 weeks in a row, the winners on the PGA Tour all missed the cut the previous week.
Brooks, he didn't play this week, did he?
The winners of the last 3 events, the previous tournaments that they played, they missed the cut. Berger missed the cut last week at Waste Management. The week before, Brooks missed the cut. And the week before that, I don't remember who won, but whoever it was missed the cut.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like, all right, so maybe getting fed grapes poolside is like good for you. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was wrong about that rant. Maybe Brooks, maybe they were getting fed grapes, and I don't know. Maybe Berger was eating a burger. I mean, who the hell knows what he was doing? Waste Management. He missed the cut. He comes back and he wins. He's a little skinny.
Super skinny.
He's a
He's a tall dude though. He's a tall dude.
Is he tall?
I think he's like 6'3".
No,
6'2". Yeah, I think he's pretty tall.
No, he's not. Look
How much
it
you
up.
want to bet?
How much do I want to bet? Why does everything have to be a bet with you? You're
usually
wrong though. You'd be broke. I don't want to take all your money. It's not
I'm
fair.
up. Am I up
There's
from
no
golf?
way he's 6'3".
Am I up
There's
from
no
golf?
way he's 6'3". I will bet you. I bet you a Red Bull.
Okay. I'll walk and get a Red Bull.
Well,
6'2.5".
There you go. He's not 6'3", right?
That's 6'2".
That's not 6'3", right?
You round up.
No, you don't round up. You round nothing. All right, that's it, right? I mean, what else we got to say about Pebble? Anything?
Nothing, man. I love that course. You know, they were playing. It was weird this week. It was super weird because they were advertising it as the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. And there wasn't pros. I get that because they said that rule aside. But they were playing Spyglass and Pebble
I mean,
in the
there was
same
no
tournament.
AMs.
No AMs. But they were playing Spyglass and Pebble. Like, they were playing two different courses in the same tournament.
Did they say why?
No.
I think our guest knows.
Let's bring them on.
I think our guest knows. Folks, let me do a little introduction here, all right? Because we've been working to get our guests on the show here. We've had some scheduling conflicts.
Sweating my ass off.
And everybody knows now that you're sweating your ass off. That's nice. Okay, great. I mean, I'm over here bundled up, and he's okay. Put the air conditioner on. Folks, we got a guest, and we're excited. All right, Coach of the Week. I'm going to go down a couple of things that our friend here has done. All right, he's Coach of the Week by Golf Channel, member of the Proponent Group, a community of accomplished teaching pros from around the globe. The member network includes more than half of Golf Magazine's top 100 coaches. He's been seen on the Golf Channel giving awesome tips to improve your game. Check out those videos because I have the swing arc one. That was one of my favorites with the towel. I like that with the towel. That was a nice one. Right, the transfer of energy drill. I saw that one too. I was all jacked up in my basement. I was trying to do it. All right, folks. It's Keith Jarvis. KeithJarvis.com. Check him out. And here he is joining us on Inside Leather Podcast, our friend Keith Jarvis. What's up, Keith?
What's going on, guys?
We do our research over here at ITL.
KeithJarvisGolf.com.
That's it. I wrote it down and read it wrong. KeithJarvisGolf.com. Don't screw that up, folks. Don't worry. They didn't type it in fast enough. So we caught them right before they hit enter. But, Keith, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, man. It's good to be here, finally.
Yeah, no doubt. I know we were trying to do this. We got some scheduling conflicts, but we're actually here. We're in HQ because you're a kind of local guy.
Yeah.
And I found out today you're a Jet fan, too, which made me a little bit happy.
Local Jet fan.
Little misery
Pitt's my
together.
team. Steelers are my full-blown team, but since I moved up here, I've been following the Jets. I'm not from here.
All right, where are you from?
Grew up in California.
Ooh.
And then how are you a Pittsburgh fan? How'd that happen?
Because when I was a kid, all our Pee-wee teams and stuff and baseball teams were all named after major leagues. So when I was playing baseball, our team was Cincinnati. When I was playing football, our team was the Steelers, and my dad hated the Steelers. He was a Rams fan, so I had to pick them.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
My father's a Met fan. I had to be a Yankee fan.
He's a Met fan.
My father is him.
I never knew that.
Yeah, well,
a
now you
Met
learn
fan.
So, but when I first got up here, I was working at Chelsea Piers, and I had a lawyer who was a student at the time who became a friend. And he had season tickets to the Jets, so he was the first one that ever invited me to a game. So I kind of became a fan through association. But
it's fun.
It's a struggle, man.
It's definitely a struggle. There's no doubt about it.
Every time I start to get attached to somebody, it's like they get rid of him.
Well,
Fitzpatrick was a badass. He's still a badass.
Yeah.
And then we bring Darnold in, and it's like I'm getting so excited about Darnold, and now they're getting rid of him.
I got autographs from Darnold. My cousin works for the team, so I've had all types of access to these people, to these guys, to these players, to this team, and it's just been it hurts.
I just got to say, I don't think I'm going to buy another Jets jersey for a while until we figure out who's staying and who's going.
That's why I'm a big fan of going with the retro jerseys. I have a Joe Klecko jersey because I was number 73 growing up because Joe Klecko was my favorite player. And like my Revis jersey. I like the greats that I got to watch.
He was another badass.
It's amazing. One of the best cornerbacks in football.
I do have a Namath jerszy, though.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Mitchell and Ness.
Yep.
Original.
Yeah. No doubt about it. Well, I mean, I want to talk about the Jets real fast. So check it out,
I'm a
folks.
Miami fan, if you cared.
So, the Jets' new head coach, Robert Saleh, all right, he's our guy. His new motto, right, his motto for the team is all gas, no brake, okay?
Love it.
So, if you know a Jet fan, if you happen to be a Jet fan, or if you just want to kind of help out small businesses, go over to GothamCityCrew.com. Those are my friends. You always see me wearing the hat and everything. GothamCityCrew.com. Order this shirt. for your Jet fan, all right? And it's no gas, all gas, no brake kind of shirt. It's
You
pretty
don't even
good.
know what it says, bro.
It's all gas, no brake.
No gas, no brake. That's what
I
you
said,
said.
no, I know it's all gas, no brake. It's the slogan
look
for the
down
coat.
on
Well,
your
I
shirt.
can't read upside down. But anyway, the proceeds of the shirt go over to the Barstool Fund to help small businesses. So they're doing good stuff over there. So shout out to my friends over at the Gotham City crew.
It's freezing
Good
in here
fan.
now.
Now I'm freezing my tits off. Stop. Who's calling me? Someone's calling me. Oh, it's a work. I'm getting a work call on a holiday. Folks, we're shooting this on President's Day, and it's actually kind of nice because I don't have to rush through anything. But anyway, I'm getting calls from work. It's a holiday. Don't call me. We usually shoot early in the morning, Keith, but this is, we got a little late start here. But Keith, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Wait.
Whoa. What?
He had an answer to why they were playing at two different courses. If you want to hear that.
Well, what I was going to say is they normally play at 3, so they play at Monterey Peninsula and Spyglass and Pebble during this tournament.
And what do they do? One round each, and then the final
Yeah,
one's
I
at
think
Pebble?
they rotate around, yeah.
So everybody plays one round at Pebble, one round at Spy.
I think so, yeah. Something like that, right?
Right, that's the way it would be fair that way, right?
You ever been over there to that complex?
Yeah, played a bunch over there. I was there actually. It's been a while since I've been there, but the last memorable time I was there was 2000 when Tiger won. And it was Jack's last Open at Pebble. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Cool stuff down there for sure.
Can we go tighter? Can we go tighter on Keith, please?
No, it's
Should I
the
look
tightest.
this way more?
Tight,
or I'm looking over here. so what's going on?
tight.
That's the tightest.
With that camera, that's the tightest.
Yes.
Physically move the camera. Get it like all up in his grill piece.
All right, boss. I haven't been here in 2 weeks. And you're
Well, I mean,
on my
set up the
shit.
camera. I'm just telling you. I mean, I want my. There it is.
I didn't want Keith to feel all flustered and shit like the
I'm
camera.
good.
right up
that
in
looks
his
much
face.
better. See that? Look at that. All right. Yeah, that's good. All right, that's perfect.
Taking orders for
So,
Not good.
why wouldn't you take orders from me? What are we
I'm
talking about
keeping
here?
that range.
Jesus
I'm keeping both of the
Christ.
rangefinders.
No, you're not.
I'm keeping them.
No, you're not.
I'm not getting any more product
No,
for
you're
this
not.
show.
No, you're not. You're getting all the products for the show. Listen, you have any? Hey, if you're a golf company, you want to send products for me to review, send them to me. Don't send them to Jeremy anymore because he's holding them hostage.
Yeah, you
now.
do it. Reach out to him.
No, that's all right. I'm busy. You take care of that.
Okay.
That's what you do. But no. So Keith, tell us a little bit about how'd you get into teaching? How'd you get hooked up over at the Core Golf Performance? Give us like a little rundown. Tell us what you want to tell us about you and your relationship with the game of golf.
Yeah, so I've been a golf pro for about 30 years. Played a little bit here and there over in Japan and tried to continue to play here. It's a tough game out there. So, when you think you're one of the best golfers out there amongst your peers, Jeremy and I were having this discussion earlier. It's like going from high school to college, right? It's like you think you're good in high school. You might be the star quarterback, but then you go to a team like, in the SEC, like Georgia. I was talking about Georgia because I lived in Athens for 25 years.
Oh, wow.
So big Georgia Bulldog fan. But, it's just a different world out
Yeah.
there. I always loved the old slogan, and they got rid of it. Like, these guys are good. I don't think anybody realizes, unless you've even to watch them hit balls. I mean, you just don't realize what it takes to be that good, right? So,
it's so hard to comprehend.
yeah.
The level of skill and consistency that it takes to actually be a
consistency,
professional.
right? That's really the key.
I mean, look at the NFL. Like, granted, there are multiple positions, but there are only 1,500 people in the NFL.
yeah, I know.
Really, it's like, there's a
In the
couple
world.
hundred professional golfers.
Yeah,
But the top 100.
yeah.
Oh, in the world, and more people play golf than they do play football. So
Yeah.
it's like it is a small fraction to get to that point.
for sure.
But so you tried it. How was it? How you said out in Japan?
It was great. Yeah, I lived in Osaka for about 2 years. I had some sponsors there were owners of sporting good manufacturing company over there.
Okay.
So they were able to get me into a few things here and there. Never really played that good, and after a couple years ended up coming home. But when I got home, I still thought I had something there,
Right.
So I, at the time, I was looking for a new teacher. Ended up, I spent a lot of time with a lot of people, Hank Haney and some of his guys from the time I was 17 till I turned pro, and then went out to Florida to the Ledbetter Academy for a while. Spent a little bit of time with Butch, just trying to figure out if I could do it,
Right.
And but by being around people like that, you just learn so much about how they approach it, the communication, right?
100%.
Yeah, I remember this one time, Hank, during our instructor training I taught for ESPN Golf Schools when Hank was the dean of instruction, and he got us all around. He said, "Look, people only remember 10% of what you say. You got to find the problem and just say it 100 times. Just stay on that one thing and just try to fix that problem.
I like that.
You know, so
I like that.
because if you just say it a couple times, as soon as they go home, they forget what you said.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So if you're
No
just
doubt.
focused on impact, you know, it kind of starts to get through. They come back to the lesson the next time they go, are we still working on impact? I'm like, I don't know. Let's take a look at your smash and
Right.
see where you're at.
How different is Japan golf from, you know, just being in the culture of Japan and the golf out there from, you know, the U.S.?
You know, it was such a long time ago that I'm sure it's different now than it was then. But a lot of the big name players were still that couldn't make it on the tour playing over there. You know, but the culture's unbelievable. It's a different place for sure. I mean, I didn't speak any of the language, but I had a guy that was with me that picked me up in the morning, took me around all day, and brought me to meet them for meetings and dinners and stuff like that translated for me. So it was pretty cool. I didn't have to know a lot, but it's a different place, man. It's cool. It's cool
How's
for
the
sure.
golf course itself like? What type of grass?
So
is it
this
on?
place that we had, well, they had a membership, but I was allowed to play there. It was $1 million per person to be a member there at the time. This is back in the
$1 million US?
That's
yeah,
a lot
$1
of money.
million US per person. So if the husband was a member, the wife was a member, that was another $1 million.
Wow.
Anything else, yeah. And so every hole had 2 greens, one for winter and one for summer.
Really?
I mean, could you imagine building a golf course today with 2 greens?
There's some out there, yeah.
Yeah. I know, but this is like
That's insane.
that's how they did it there.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
We played Shin Takazura Country Club. Look it up sometime. It's unbelievable.
I don't even know how to
It's way
spell
up-
that.
It's way, yeah. I'm sure if you just Google will figure it out for you.
The best golf course in Japan.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You know, but over time, just learning to understand my swing from some of the best coaches in the world, you know, I just became a better coach. I mean, I remember at the time I worked for this master professional in Georgia, and he wanted to get this really elaborate video system, but I'd been the only one that knew how to like operate one of those or teach with one of those. None of the other assistants who were all above me. I was third assistant there, so there were 2 other guys above me plus him. And he gets this badass system, and he gets all these boxes. He's like, Jarvis, put it together, write a policies and procedures on it, and teach us all how to use it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of lame because I wasn't allowed to teach yet. I was only third assistant, right? But I was probably one of the best teachers there.
Right.
So it was kind of frustrating that I had to put the whole thing together, show everybody how to use it, but I couldn't use it.
But it helped, though.
You know, it helps, yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, you know, it was kind of cool that if anybody had a problem, they'd come and say, "Hey, man, what's going on here? What's this? How does the screen work?" And
So as far as culturally golf, like
Yeah.
was like, you know, like I mean, the rules of golf just apply everywhere, right?
Yeah, of course,
Or
yeah.
Was there anything? I don't know, just apparel wise, or there's certain things that you just could not do there that we might be able to do here.
one of the things that I thought was pretty strange was you don't play 18 holes straight. So you play 9 holes, and then you come in for like this hour and a half, 2-hour lunch, and then you go play the back 9. Everybody does it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're taking a break. So
Yeah,
that's
this was at the time. It could be different now.
so that's a 6-hour day.
Yeah,
7
you
hours.
were there all
I mean,
day
well,
for
that's
sure.
that's about how long it takes us to play some of the damn public courses around
That's
here.
for
Anyway.
sure.
6 hours, Ron?
Oh my God, yes.
Bro, they're stopping for an hour and a half lunch.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm
Getting
assuming the
probably
pace of play
bombed.
was pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, nobody messed around there. Like even the caddies were running out to the ball to bring you a club or whatever. you
I'm
know.
sure they had
We're
a
just-
like a
we're
6
We're
system.
lazy here.
And all the caddies there were all ladies at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
See, that's interesting.
I wish I still
Right?
had some of those pictures. I've been looking everywhere for them, but I can't find them.
Like in Vegas, at one golf course outside of Vegas.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What? They're all ladies.
I want to go there. No, they're like smoke show of the caddies.
So is it kind of like the Masters Gentlemen's Club tournament that I play in every year down in Myrtle Beach?
I can do that. You can't go.
What are you talking about?
I can go to a course like that. You can't go to a course like that.
Why? Because I'm married?
Yeah, you get your head ripped off.
I don't think so. I mean, look at me. My wife's not worried about me going anywhere. I mean, where am I going? I mean,
I
come
don't know.
on.
Don't you have like a good way of talking though?
Who?
You.
What do you mean a good way of talking? What does that mean?
I don't know. I feel like you just get it done if you ever needed to.
What are we talking
Wait, like
about?
you just have like a good way of talking. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like if you wanted to, I'm not. Let's say this is 15 years ago or however long you weren't with your wife right now,
right.
and you trying to get a girl that's like outside of your league, like way outside.
Most
Right.
girls are outside.
Your
of
wife
my
now
league.
is way out of your league.
Way out of my league.
And but you have a good way of talking to them to make them laugh or something. Make
Oh,
them,
yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you have a good way
Yeah,
of talking.
no, the kid did okay.
Yeah.
The kid did all right. I mean, I was out in L.A. for 10 years. I
That's
mean,
what
that
I'm
was
saying.
like
So you don't think she'll be worried about that?
shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, that was easy.
Well, relax.
I'm
there.
just saying. I was a funny guy who had some success. I had some things working. My wife is going to kill me. She
Chicks
watches
dig
this
the comedy,
episode.
man.
They do. Even the fat ones like me. But I wasn't always this big. I was ripped up a little bit.
Okay.
Nice. Stop. All right. Anyway, wait.
Don't
So-
make me pull up the video.
Shut
Deal or
up.
No deal.
What about Deal or No
You were
Deal?
a huge deal or no deal. No.
Yes, and then I lost 70 pounds when I was
Really?
in L.A. Yeah, from that point forward. So I don't know if you know. So I was a contestant on the game show Deal or No Deal.
No, I did not know
Yeah.
that.
So I used to be a funeral director, right? That's what I did. And then I was in New York City randomly. There was an audition for open call for season 2 of Deal or No Deal. And it was while season 1 was on the air, so it was like the height of it. Like everybody was jacked up
Yeah.
about the show. It was awesome. The models, the whole nine. And I auditioned for the show. I got on
That's
as a
awesome.
contestant. And the producer, I won $131,000 on the show.
Damn.
The producer said you should be on TV, so I quit my job and moved to California. And I was
Really?
like, oh, if he said that I should be on TV, I should be on TV. And then, yeah, so I was out there for 10 years and then did a lot of cool shit. And got represented right away. Was on a plane with this lady. She was a girl sitting next to me. I was making fun of everybody on the airplane, bullshit. Whenever we landed, she handed me her card. She was my agent for 7 years.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it was pretty
Oh,
cool.
I hate that word.
What's that?
Unbelievable.
Why?
You got to watch. Matthew McConaughey's interview with Gary Vee. He talks about how crappy the word unbelievable is.
He doesn't
He
like
says
it.
because that's putting a shelf on where you are today and where you can go. It's like saying that you were on the game show, right?
Yeah.
And I say, wow, that's unbelievable. It's not unbelievable. You were there.
I was
You were
there.
on
I
it,
did it. Yeah,
right?
I'm telling you,
So-
I did it. Yeah.
So McConaughey says it's one of the worst words you could ever say.
I like it.
Right? It just increases your limitations on yourself by saying that, or on other people by saying that, right?
That's pretty cool.
Because it's not unbelievable. It's fucking
Fucking
amazing.
telling you that
it's
I did it.
amazing,
Right?
It's amazing.
Are you a McConaughey fan?
I am, man. I think he's a pretty
Big
cool
fan.
cat.
Big
Yeah,
fan of
yeah.
his. Big
He's
fan.
cool.
I almost bought a Lincoln because of him.
His book, his new book that just came out, Greenlight or
Yes,
something like that. It's
yes,
amazing.
yes.
man.
I
I'm
haven't
still-
read it yet.
I'm
I'm
still
gonna-
about a quarter of the way into it, but I
gonna-
watch
I
a
wanna
lot
get
of his
into
stuff.
it.
You should
Yeah.
watch his speech that he gave to.
I did. I saw
the
that.
college
Yep,
speech.
yep.
But you got to
It was
watch
pretty
this
cool.
one on that he just did recently with Gary Vee. It's like incredible.
I got to check it out. And I'm a fan of Gary Vee too.
Yeah, he's
the
great.
McConaughey. Have you ever seen the movie 2 for the Money?
Yeah, I
With
think
Al Pacino,
so.
where they're,
yeah,
where they're
yeah,
gamblers.
Yeah.
He
I did
turns
see
him
that.
into John Anthony, the
Yes.
$1 million man with the
Yes.
$1 billion plan.
Yeah.
My son's name is John Anthony.
Is that right? You named him after that?
I did.
Gotta
I
love
did.
it.
But
Gotta
my
love it.
father-in-law is John and my brother is Anthony, so it kind of worked out. So everyone kind of thinks that's why. But
Yeah.
when he's 16, I can't wait to show him the movie. And be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You
that's
better
that's
hope they
why
don't
you
watch
were
the
done.
show.
They
gonna
do.
be
They
great.
know. My wife's heard me say it before, but I don't think she believes it. But it's the truth.
Love it.
Anyway, all right. So sorry. So you're in Japan. You're trying to give it a go. You're working with some of the biggest names in the golf world, right?
After I got back,
you're getting
yeah.
a piece from all of them. You come
Yeah,
back. You're getting
yeah.
a piece from all these guys. You're giving it a shot. One more shot here. Then you finally come to the realization. Wait a minute. I've just been trained by all the top people in the sport here. Let me go. How did you get into coaching? Did you always know that you wanted to?
No,
or
I
was
thought
it?
I thought I was always going to play, you know,
Right,
but
okay.
but then like working at private clubs and stuff and starting to teach lessons, I just was pretty good at it. Like I remember the second master professional I worked for, like we didn't really get along very well at the beginning. We butted heads a little bit, but he specifically, like one of the guys that I never expected to hear this from, he's like, you got a lot of talent as a teacher. And I was like, whoa, the guy hates me and he said that. I must be, you know,
That's pretty cool.
Have some talent. So, you know, and then I knew, you know, I just figured in order for me to be the best, I just got to like learn as much as I can, get the certifications that I was interested in. We do a lot of 3D, you know, with K-Vest and 4D motion and
Love K-Vest.
yeah, it's so powerful, dude. I've taken players from the hundreds into the 70s with K-Vest. It's like
really?
Yeah, but the problem with it is,
Really?
in my opinion, is very methodical, and a lot of players don't want to take the time to go through what it takes to get that much
Yeah,
better.
I mean that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
I mean it's time because a lot of people are doing this. Like if you're a young, like my son,
Yeah.
who loves playing the game. He's only 4, but
Yeah.
we've had him on the course and he just
I
loves
teach
it.
4.5-year-olds now, so I
So
get it.
that like if you're coming up, that putting that time in is valuable. I think for someone that's older, I'm sure it's very valuable if you have that time. But if you're just a casual golfer,
Yeah.
it's probably harder to really put that, especially if you have a job and kids and a family and all that jazz. But right or no?
Yeah. I mean, I was just going to try to find this this little thing that I send to everybody at the beginning of lessons, just to kind of set their expectations. And it was actually in Hank's book. So I send this to him and I say, this is a great place to start. So it says, Tiger's attitude for learning was exceptional. Tiger never really asked me how long it was going to take before he got comfortable. And it was a question I wanted to avoid because putting a time limit on swing changes is counterproductive. They take the time they take. And the pressure of a deadline often makes it take longer. So to head off any impatience from Tiger, I use the feel-good moments after Doral to say, you're doing better all the time. In about 2.5 years, you're going to have something really good. And he looked at me hard, obviously startled at the time frame. I'm sure he would have guessed something a lot sooner. The fact is I made up the 2.5 years because there was a chance he could have mastered everything in a month. Right. But I wanted him to stay engaged and learning. I'd observed that he got his best work done when he knew he had a lot of work to do. It was when he was most determined, least questioning, and most focused. But the moment he perceived that he was just refining, that was when his focus and work rate went down and the experimentation went up. And I'll leave the rest out of that because it names another teacher. But Tiger thrives on the case. This is my answer to people who question why Tiger continually changed his swing. Beyond the actual technical improvements, the biggest value of the process is that it kept him interested. As a prodigy, Tiger ran the risk of early burnout and needed more stimulation and variety than the average pro, who preferred maintenance over like the chase of getting better, right? So I tell my students, look, I just want you to know that, like, you come in and say you take a 10-lesson package or you sign up for a 20-lesson package, like, and they're like, well, how good am I going to be after that? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. Yeah. I said, I'm going to do the best I can. And look, it's not all up to me. You have to do some of the work too, right? So the motor learning specialist will say, look, you give them a task and you show them how it works, but then there's got to be some self-discovery. So a lot of times once I give them the towel drill or something, I'll show them how to do it. I'll get them in there working on missing the towel, or what we call taking a divot, in front of the ball. And then I might walk away for 5 minutes and grab something to, drink a Gatorade or something and let them work some of it out on their own. Because when you're out on the course, I'm not standing right there with you. So what happens when you start to mess up? Right. You don't have me to say, hey, let's try to figure this out.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Back on and you said you teach, young golfers and of that nature. So, obviously Ronnie has a son, and he's always said it. I'm starting to say it myself when I do have a son 10 years down the road,
10 years.
maybe even more. But are you a big component on, having golf to be that first sport in their life? Like like Ronnie's son said he wants to play golf, but like, should golf be the first one? Because I always kick myself for not playing golf first.
So what I would say about that is, through the research that the Titleist Performance Institute does on stuff like that, golf is not an early specialization sport, right? So now, can it be something that they play from an early age? Yes, but it has to be done in a specific manner. I mean, you listen to Spieth or any of these other guys out there that are world champion golfers, they played a lot of other sports.
Right.
So Titleist Performance Institute believes we should help kids become athletes first and then specialize in golf later. So, like, parents would come and watch me teach their kids, and they're like, hey, I brought my kid over for a golf lesson. You have them over there doing an obstacle course, crawling around on hands and knees and kicking balls left-footed into the
Right, and they're like,
net.
what the hell's going on
They're
here?
like, what's going on here? And so, but we have this big PowerPoint we send to them. A lot of them don't watch it. Right. But, there's windows of their growth period that are super important, like speed windows, right? So if they miss those windows during the growth period, it can be really hard to get speed later in life unless they've developed speed in other ways, like being a baseball player or, whatever. So, I think it's okay for them to play at an early age, the most important thing I would say is if they don't want to play, don't make them. Right? Like I get kids that come in, I can tell they don't feel good. I can tell they're not into it. Their brother and their sister, they're fighting. They're not going to pay attention. Right? And so, like, I don't make them do it the whole time. Like if I tell he's just not into it and he's not going to make any valuable swings, I'll say, hey man, you want me to throw the TV on and put something on for a little bit so you can take a little break and watch something? Or, you know, you got your game with you, you got your phone with you, whatever. You know, why don't you take a little break? We'll get back at it in a little bit. I can't make them do it. And the parents think that, like, I'm going to be the one cracking the whip. 100 balls, you know, in an hour. Keep going, keep going. You know, it's just not what you can do, right? So
I read an article. And we've talked about this on the show before. So I read an article that said I don't know how accurate it is, but it said about 70% of professional golfers learned how to swing a golf club before a baseball bat. And they said that it's, you know, how the brain works, you know, hitting down on the golf ball makes the ball go up. And it's kind of reverse, obviously, from a baseball swing. So they say if you're going to teach your kid to swing something, let them swing a golf club first, just so they can get that ingrained into their brain about golf. So I was all about this. All I did was golf for my son, and he just wasn't getting it. He was swinging it one hand, just didn't want to do it, and it was frustrating to me. So I broke down. I bought him a bat, a tee, and a ball. And I just handed him the bat, put the ball on the tee, handed him the bat, and walked away. Yeah. Well, he walked up to it, lefty, and cranked his first shot.
There you go.
Just bombed. I'm like, he's lefty. No wonder why he couldn't get it. So I went out right away and I bought lefty golf clubs, and now he actually
Isn't that crazy?
Into it.
Yeah.
So now it's like, you know, now it's both. You know, we'll do both. We'll play because we got all the kids in the neighborhood coming over, and it's like he wants to hit golf balls because he sees me chipping in the backyard all the time. And so he's got his own bucket of balls that he brings over, and he chips with his lefty clubs, and it's the coolest thing in the world. And like there's no better feeling than someone who loves golf, playing golf with their kid. But yeah, that whole thing with the swing, it made sense to me at the time. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. You can't just say this is all you're going to be doing in golf. You got to let them play everything. I mean, that's what I think is the downside of a lot of these young athletes today.
No doubt about it.
They just get burned out. Like, well, you're going to go to the NBA. Well,
and that all started kind of with Tiger and Michelle Wie, right? Everybody wanted their son to be the next Tiger and their daughter to be the next Michelle Wie. But how many players that you look at, the best players in the world, how many of them did that right from the very beginning?
Yeah, not
a lot, right? No. Look at Ricky Fowler, races dirt bikes and does all kinds of other stuff, right? They do other things.
You're either an athlete or you're not.
You you train as an athlete and become a golfer.
Yeah, that's
cool.
And
it goes back to the 10,000 hour rule. So if you look at Tiger from the time he was a kid starting to hit balls to the time he actually turned pro, I mean, he probably easily got 10,000 hours in there at some point.
He probably got that way early.
Well, but I think one thing that you said that was really important too, and I think we lose this as we get older, is that most of the motor skills we learned when we were kids, we learned by watching somebody else do it and copying them. When your dad, your brother, your uncle, whatever, took you out to the baseball field, and he said, I want to learn how to throw a ball. He's like, okay, you stand right here, right next to me, and you hold it kind of like this, and then now watch me because this is really important. I'm going to throw a ball to your Uncle Mike over there, and say, so pay attention. Boom, you throw the ball. You don't say, okay, you're going to put your two fingers on the threads and you're going to cock your wrist like this. And then as you swing back, you're going to point your elbow here and then load the arm. And, then you're going to step forward and do all stiff. No, you just say, watch me, right? So even all the motor learning specialists now are telling us to shut up because we talk too much. We tell you guys too many things, to do too many things. Watch me.
And I'm going to make a couple. It gets in your head, and you start thinking.
So your eyes see it, your brain processes it, and writes the basic neurological program for you to be able to copy it. Now, is there some sophistication added on top of that? There could be, maybe not, right? But when you watch something, you can learn it faster than if I tell you what to do. Yeah. The external information makes it harder, right? So just show them. Yeah. If he, like you said, he sees me out there chipping, right? So his brain's already going, oh, I know, I can see how he does that, and that's why he wants to do it. Right?
So even if you have a son who's a lefty like Ronnie's, and then he's a righty, it's still the same thing where you could say like, hey, watch me do it righty, try to do it lefty.
They can figure it out probably, but the maybe the only other thing I would add is find like Mickelson chipping on a video, and just play the video for him because he's lefty, right?
Well, I mean, I think it's cool because when he's standing front of me.
He's looking in the
doing
mirror.
The same thing.
He's looking in the mirror.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
if you're standing behind me, it's gonna be weird. But if you're standing front face, it looks like he's in a mirror.
Right.
So it's just do this. But
Yeah, right.
The problem is that I'm afraid that I'm not teaching him the right way.
Just let him.
My swing. I gotta get my swing right so I don't screw up his swing. I think that's
why I like YouTube and like watching all these tour events, because I feel like to grow, like when I first started playing golf, I was watching what they were doing and I just want to emulate that. I just want to watch what because they're the pros. So like who's no better to learn from the pros, because they're doing it right.
I mean, you look at me, right? I'm a big guy, right? I have played every sport known to man, and I mean, it sounds like I'm the fat guy from Jersey's bragging about how good he was back in the day, but I was, and I still am. I am above average at a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Like my father's a phenomenal bowler, right? My father was a phenomenal bowler. I'm a really good bowler because I used to go watch him bowl, and now all of a sudden I'm a really good bowler. Shooting pool. Throwing darts, like ping pong, like dumb shit like that. I'm really good at, and I would watch a lot. Playing basketball, people would laugh to think that I was a good basketball player. I couldn't play defense. I couldn't dribble. I could pass, but I could shoot like hell because I loved Michael Jordan.
You just saw him.
I just watched Jordan. And it was just nonstop. I would shooting free, just the way he shot the ball. I would just pretend like I was Michael Jordan, and I was actually a really good shooter. Yeah. And football, same thing. I'd watch Joe Klecko. I'd watch Mark Gastineau. I'd watch Lawrence Taylor, like all these greats. And I was nasty at football. I mean, that's one that I will brag on about. You know, I was pretty sick. I played all the way up through college and everything. But. That's the thing. Watching people, emulating them, and but what do you feel like? What about all these kids now that are watching Wolf?
You know what?
It's like they're going to try to emulate that swing.
So this is the thing, right? There's style and there's dynamics, right? There's a lot of different styles out there, but the dynamics to be a good player are the same, right? So it's kind of like my philosophy. I believe that, in order to be the best you can and learn to play in the shortest amount of time, the best thing to do would be to teach you what the best players in the world have in common, and then teach you how to have a world-class short game. So there's a strategy course I teach that says everybody's a PGA Tour player with a 1-foot putt, right? Granny can hit a 1-foot putt. Your 4-year-old son can hit a 1-foot putt. So
I can even hit a 1-foot putt.
It levels the field, right?
Yeah.
But the point is, so what do the best players in the world have in common? Well, they all have crazy kind of backswing, some of them. What I would say is none of them hold it the same, so their grips aren't the same. None of them stand the same, align their bodies the same. Nobody puts the ball in the same position. So you got grip, stance, alignment, posture, ball position, right? Those are the old fundamentals. The new fundamentals would be, can you take what you have and take a divot in front of the ball? And if you can't, that's what we need to teach you first. So a kid or somebody comes in, they're not getting the ball in the air. The first thing I'd want to know is, can the student make a swing that skims the ground? Right. The ball's this big, it sits on the ground, and if you're not skimming the ground, there is no way in hell you're getting that ball up in the air, right? So teach them to skim, and then teach them like the towel drill to skim in the right spot. Yeah. How long does that take? We don't know, but we guarantee you, you'll be hitting the ball up in the air the very first day, and that's important for kids. Titleist Performance Institute says the number one thing that kids want to know when they're learning to play golf is it going to be fun for them? So we got to make it fun.
Oh, success is fun, right?
Yeah, and fun isn't necessarily hitting 100 balls in a bay for an hour, right? It's doing other things. Like, you got to improvise. We have this cool little card game we play that we get from Vision 54, Pia and Lynn. Mm-hmm. And so you got this play box, and it might say, hear the sound of the club hitting the ball. So that's your swing thought. Hear the sound of the club hitting the ball. And then it might be a 7-iron at 10% tempo with your feet together, right? The other day I had a kid and we did a Happy Gilmore, right? He didn't know what Happy Gilmore was. So what did I do? I didn't tell him. I just showed him. Yeah. Said, here's your 7-iron. This is a Happy Gilmore swing. Right. He did it the very first try and hit the ball in the air. The kid's like 5, right? I'm like, how does that even happen? It blows me away every time you see it, right? You got to show them, don't tell them. Best advice you could ever give a parent is to show their kid how to swing, not tell them how to swing.
That's pretty good. I mean, and that could be broad into anything.
Anything.
Any sport.
Don't tell them to clean their room. Show them how to clean their room, right? I mean, even
these
sports,
toys go in this bin, right?
Exactly. I saw a TikTok yesterday where a family took. They said that they told their daughter to clean her room. 2 weeks later, she still hadn't cleaned the room, so they went in. They took all her toys and all her clothes out of her room. They literally emptied it out, and they said that she gets one thing a day. Like, it was insane. It was nuts. They laid out one outfit for her just to show her, like, look, you got it. This is the way you got to do it. You got to show. Show, don't say. Don't preach.
Even when it goes back to any sport again. Like, I'm starting to get into tennis, and like the only way I'm learning tennis because I don't know any tennis pros. I don't know anybody who plays tennis, but I'm just like watching videos on adult.
Another thing I'm good at.
I'm like watching videos on adult play tennis. Like,
see if there's something on YouTube from Cybervision called Stan Smith Tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And watch that. I still use the Cybervision videos that I have on my clients today for like putting and swing and stuff like that. So they did downhill skiing, tennis, golf, men's and women's golf. I hoard all these Cybervision VHS tapes because you can't, they don't make them anymore.
Right.
I think they make a golf DVD, but I don't know how many of the other things they make, the other sports.
The old
so
VHS.
I hoard these, man. and like, I set my guy down in front of the TV and I make him watch Mr. 59, Al Greiberger. Just watch the putting section, right? Boom, because he makes every single one. And then the screen goes black and you see all the nodes all over him. And it's amazing. Say, so what did you notice there? And he'll be like, well, I noticed that he moves his arms and his torso together. I didn't tell him that. It's just what he picked up on his own.
And everybody picks up
But that'd be
different
perfect
things.
for you for tennis. Stan Smith Tennis, Cybervision.
Yeah, and that's another thing. When I'm at the country club, I'm playing like golf in the morning, tennis in the afternoon.
Take it easy.
Golf in the afternoon
Take
again.
it easy.
I'm going to go full sport. I jump in the pool midday.
Yeah, you're going to live there.
CCB in the making. Right
Oh,
there.
there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Come on Mondays to shoot the episode. It's going to kill me for my golf days. Kill me.
Take it easy. Don't worry about it.
No, I can still go in the
Call and
afternoon.
find out how many times you can bring a guest.
No,
because you're bringing me all the time.
No, I don't have time to shoot an episode. It makes you have time to play.
Don't worry
golf.
about it. We're working things out. We're got sponsors on board now. My
gonna be
wife is
so
a little
much
bit more
fun.
open to the
Why
game.
don't you just join and she could be there too with the kids?
Because I'm not a junior member. Okay.
So it's only like
it's only
$30,000 more.
that's all. No big deal. No big deal. But all right. So what else we got? When are we gonna get on the course?
Whenever you want.
I haven't.
No, we gotta get on the course.
So I have a rule,
Okay.
right? Because I'm from California. If it's below 50, I don't teach outside and I don't play outside.
I go
So I know
40.
you guys love that crap up here, but I'm from Cali, man, and it doesn't happen.
I have an idea. So I'm gonna.
I will go snowboarding with y'all anytime you want
All right,
in the
all
winter,
right,
but
all
there's
right.
no golf outside of any kind below 50 degrees.
I want to see if there's a way. I just sent you a video, and it's just two of our swings. I want to see if there's something you can pick out from his and mine. I just texted
Like right
to you.
now?
Yeah, I just texted to you. I want to see.
For our swings.
Our swing. I just the towel tag when we're on the course at Rock Spring.
Okay.
And it's just real quick. Like, it takes some time to get there.
Oh,
but
you sent me an Instagram?
Yeah. So if you just open that up and our swings,
They're
it comes
sexy.
really quick. It comes really quick. So they're just like my swing and his swing. First couple seconds, they
The
should be there.
ultimate towel holder.
Yeah. There you go.
Giving you guys the plug.
Help us out with our sponsors. Towel Tag, folks. This little segment is brought to you by Towel Tag.
Yeah. Always by towel tag. And I want it like when you're done, I want to know like how long it takes you to pick something out of anybody's swing.
So what I'd really like to see is what your contact's like, and it's hard to tell on this because it's a little far away.
But just as far as like making a move to the ball.
Yeah, let me just sorry about that. Let me start it over real quick.
Because that's always interest. That's always piques my interest. I don't
How
know
do I
about for
start
you,
it over?
But just having someone like pick my swing out and having like a second set of eyes on it.
Yeah.
And having someone like, I know a good golf instructor if they can pick it out like right away, like they see something really fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and obviously,
and I'd like to be able to slow. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I just do a repost and then throw this into V1 real quick.
If it's gonna take time.
So setup looks good. Takeaway looks pretty good. The divot looked pretty good on that shot.
Yeah.
Did you hit that one solid? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. The swing doesn't look that bad. You got a little bit too much movement of the upper body through the shot.
yeah.
Like
I
that,
was watching one of your videos about that.
which is what's going to make the ball. It's going to make it hard for you to have much carry because that's going to de-loft the club more. You're going to have too much lean and de-loft the club and probably hit some low, right, in general.
My shots usually are low.
Yeah, so that would be – so the one thing we would want to make sure is that your head is staying behind the ball. You're extending more so you could keep the arm straighter.
I got the chicken wing effect.
Arm straighter and the arc wider to hit it higher and farther, right?
Okay.
That would be the first thing that I'd see. That swing looks pretty good overall, though. I mean, what I'd want to see on you more than anything is your smash high enough to play good, right? But and then I would probably guess that you hit low.
Yeah, I do.
Watch
no
this
doubt.
one more time.
Yeah, with me, it's the top of the swing. I overextend too much at the top.
So that doesn't look too bad on this swing. It doesn't even look like you raised up here, right? So
I'll send you another one.
I'm okay with that one there. But let's take a look at Jeremy's here. I think yours is okay there, except for the upper body moving forward in the downswing.
Got to keep it.
Got to keep it behind, right? Okay. Especially with driver, because you want to hit up. If you're doing that with driver, you're not hitting very high most of the time, unless you're changing it with the driver, right?
I think I do.
Yeah,
I think I do.
All right, let's see Jeremy's here. You don't have any just straight up videos to send?
I have one. I don't know if Ronnie probably has a couple. I sent one right now. Me at the range.
Hang on, I'm gonna look at yours, Jeremy. Here.
You at the range?
Mm-hmm. All in my practice sessions, even though I haven't practiced in 3 weeks.
Is everybody loving this commentary here on the
Instagram
video
right now?
I think people enjoy this conversation. Yeah.
They do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
no doubt.
All right, so.
Because they see our swings and all our videos.
You might stand up a little bit on that. I got to see it slower, right? I got to put it in V1, slow it down. But it looks pretty good. Oh, see, Jeremy, yours went too fast. I missed it again.
I send you another one. I know.
Oh,
it's different though.
Let me look.
This is recent. Should be.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Jeremy's got a violent move to the ball.
That just comes from baseball.
It's violent.
All right, here we go. I love this.
I'd love to stop
better view too.
3/4 swing, and that's what I want to work on.
For me?
For me. No, every time I do a 3/4 swing, my contact and my impact is so much better.
Backswing doesn't look too bad there.
Jeremy's got a good swing.
Moved down into the ground pretty nicely there.
I feel like I go too far down at times.
And do you draw the ball or cut the ball?
Because
this swing looks like a cut.
Yeah, it's more of a cut.
Wrist is a little cup, face is a little open coming in, right? So if I was watching you, number one, I'd want to know what your smash is like. And number two, if your path was a little out to in, I would want to make sure every single ball you hit started left of the target so that when it did cut, it would be cutting back to the hole. If you start any too straight or out to the right, then you end up curving further away from the target, right? So every ball, I would want every ball to start to the left. But as I watch this here, and I'm kind of able to slow it down a little bit, that would be my guess, because I can see that wrist angle coming down, like, you know, when you get about halfway down, you got a lot of extension in there, right? So normally guys like that, they're either cutting or slicing too much, right?
Yeah, so like something too I've been trying to work on and focus on is on impact to keep my hand straight and just turn it at the, like, you know, just keep going with it. So like
what do you say? Turn the body, let it go, something like that.
Just
hand.
So you
hand
mean
tie, let it fly.
So you mean instead of doing
rolling over, I want to stay straight through contact and get my hands through the ball and almost being like a disposition.
Yeah.
Even through contact and let it go when the ball's in the air.
Yeah, and what I would say that would be something that would be dictated by how strong the grip was. If the grip was pretty strong, you can't roll that over, right? Because you'd over curve everything left. So you'd want to feel like you're holding on to that. Mm-hmm. And what we'd call that is the third accumulator. So this is a power accumulator. It loads by loading in the backswing, and it unloads just to the ball. But you don't really want any over roll in that, right? We look for that all the time. Is the over roll, and we'll always see that on this side of the swing. So if the club's not over rolling, we'll see the face like this. And if it is over-rolling, we'll see it like this, kind of pointed down, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of confusing because when you see the guys from face on, so here's what you see. You see them in this position, and it looks like they're like this, and they rolled the face, right? They're like, oh man, he really turned that over, right? But if you do it the right way, where you're into impact here, and there's no roll of the arms, but you're rotating the body, My arms are in the same place, but
Yeah.
I didn't roll them over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we look for that every
That's
day.
like the opposite of the Ricky Fowler because he opens them up and then closes them down.
He's gotten better at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's been working with guys like Butch.
You could tell a coach. You could tell a real coach when he's so jacked up. He stands up. He's twisting the phone. He's getting fired up.
Well, you know,
Everything's
it goes back to don't tell, show.
Right.
Yeah,
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can get my point across better if I just show you than if I
'Cause
go
the
into a
visual-
lot of
the
detail.
visual.
The visual is everything. So
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
for me, moving forward, I'd love the one thing that I need to get my wedge play right. Remember, I told you
Yeah.
everything inside of 100.
Yeah.
I would rather be 100 to 150 away from the green than
Yeah.
actually 60.
Yeah.
Which to most people that sounds absolutely absurd.
Well, it's because of your ability to get it closer to the hole
Right.
the further you are away, right?
And just more confidence. There's just more confidence. And
Sure.
I'd rather have a 7-iron or an 8-iron in my hand
Yeah.
than a wedge. So, what I want to work on, and I'd love to maybe come to the center and see what we could do.
Yeah.
This is one thing that I've always been kind of I think I'm looking for, and correct me if I'm incorrect. I feel like my wedges, a wedge fitting, so to speak, has to be done on grass. Because I feel like I've done a couple of wedge fittings in bays off of turf, and it hasn't gone well.
Yeah.
And then because it's like I feel like the fear when I'm standing over. I had two wedges. I had a 52-degree old Callaway Mac Daddy Pro, and then a Cleveland 56-degree. That were like my two favorite clubs ever. I was lethal. Full swing with the 56 was 85, and it was on the nose. Like
Yep.
I literally would hit every green with it, and I cracked the hosel, so I had to get rid of it. I had to retire it. There was no grooves left. It was a mess. I have not been able to find wedges since, and I feel like I got fitted for Mizuno wedges. I got fitted for all these different wedges, and I get them out on the course, and I'm looking down at them, and it's just scary.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how to swing them. Do you think how important is the grind? How important is like matching it up? I mean, everyone thinks that they need a 60 and a 56 and all this stuff. Are you just like, let's just see what you're working with. Let's take your attack wedge. Let's see what you can do with it, and then work from there. And how important is the grass versus the turf? Do you think it really matters?
I would say for a fitting, the grass, in my opinion, doesn't matter much. You can get a pretty good fitting from the right people off of a mat. Because the one thing we want to know, the most important thing to be able to control the accuracy of the wedge, in my opinion, would be the lie angle, right? Because if you get the lie angle a little up, it's going to traject the ball left. So then you're manipulating to try to keep from getting the ball too far to the left, or just the opposite. If the toe's down a little bit, that's going to traject the ball to the right. So making sure the lie angle is flat is critical, and that's easier to do on a hard surface with the lie board, right?
Okay.
To get that
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And then the other thing would be, you got two different techniques. You got a distance wedge technique, and you got a finesse wedge technique. Right. So, the distance would be when you're just straight on, you don't have to go over anything, and you can just flying wedge it and just get it in there with some spin. And then the finesse technique would be if you got to go over a bunker or a corner of a lake, how do you just pitch it up in the air and get it to come down nice and soft? Those aren't going to have a lot of spin, right? But the apex is going to be so much higher that the angle of descent is steeper, and so there's not as much roll. Right.
So you think it's so you think it's more just in my head that if I go to the right person. And do you guys do fittings over there?
We don't, but we're partners with Club Champion. Well, I should say I'm a partner with Club Champion.
Okay.
So John Bach has done my last. John and who did my second set? I think Jeremy did my second set.
Jeremy's my guy.
So John and Jeremy did my last two sets. I got PXGs the first time, Titleist AP2s the second time. On TrackMan, the data is almost identical. That's how good Jeremy is, too. I haven't had any fittings from Justin, but a lot of my clients have. And normally I'm there with my clients when they get fit, just to get them warmed up, make sure they're comfortable. Because it's always weird when you get next to somebody else and they're watching you and they're you think they're going to be critical when they're just expert fitters, right?
Yeah,
so.
Sure.
A lot of people say, well, I got fit at Superstore, I got fit at Dick's, or I got fit here or there.
It's a different level.
It honestly is. Yeah. And it's because, even if you leave puring out of it, it has a lot to do with the swing weight, honestly.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, there's no doubt.
I can get somebody really close in technique, but still not quite get the smash the way I need it. And as soon as I send them over and they get the right clubs, their smash is through the roof, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. And like I said, I've been fit at the Nike oven I've been fit at the
Nike Oven. What's that?
That's the Nike's R&D place in Fort Worth.
Oh,
when they used to
really?
do clubs.
I love
Man, that place is so amazing.
That's cool.
They have 3-ring binders that are full of every tiny speck of every wedge, every iron, every grind. So if somebody breaks a club, I'll tell you a Tiger Woods story. I've told this before. You might have heard it, but so we're at the Nike Oven and we're all getting fit because we were with Hank and he was teaching Tiger at that time. And so the guys come out and they're telling a Tiger Woods story. And I don't know if this is true, but they said Tiger, something happened to his 3-wood. He needed another one. So they have a book, like they make it exact. So they give Tiger 3 3-woods and he's out there hitting them, right? And then there's one that he hits again. He's like, this one's too light. And they're like, no, Tiger, they're exactly all the same, right? There's
Right.
And he's like, no, this one's too light. They go and check it, and was it a gram? Was it 3 grams or a gram? 3 grams, I think. 3 grams lighter than the others.
He knew immediately.
So just think if you had a stack of $100 bills in your hand, and somebody took 3 of them off. Would you be able to tell?
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know if that's a true story, but that's a story they told.
I could see it.
The thing about it with Tiger, though, like he knows.
These guys are so sensitive, that kind of thing, right?
There's no doubt.
But that was kind of a cool story. But I mean, like I've been to Ping, the Ping factory, a lot of Callaway R&D. When I first started with ESPN, we were with Callaway. No, was that after? We might have been with Callaway after. But I've been fit there, been fit by a lot of like top fitters. And I can tell you this, Club Champion and John Bach, Jeremy, Justin, they're the best fitters in this area that I know of.
Yeah,
and I don't know them all. Yeah. There's a lot of good fitters out here, but there's a big difference between getting fit at Superstore or Galaxy or Dick's. And the only reason I'm going to say that is because they're limited to the drivers,
of course, yeah.
or sorry, the shafts that the manufacturers give them access to.
Right.
That's it. They might be able to get close, but they're not going to be able to get as close as what these guys can do when you got 300 different shafts.
I had to the shaft. We tell this all the time that people are getting fitted. The shaft is so important, and it's amazing how you go in, you fit you hit your clubs. They take a kind of baseline, then they go through each club, so you get the right head, and then you go through the shafts. Or excuse me, first you go through. So for me, it was Ping. I had my Ping driver. Hit my Ping driver, got the numbers. Then I hit all the shafts that they thought would fit me. And then you find the right shaft. Then you go through all the heads. And it's just a hell of a process.
And they're so good, though, that they look at that data.
Oh, they
know what head and what shaft's going to be close. They'll do that one first or second, and they'll see that number. They'll go, oh, this is the one, but let's try a few more.
But in addition to that, though, it's also on the golfer's feel.
Oh, yeah.
You feel it right away.
And the look.
Does. Yeah, you feel it right away when it doesn't work.
Let's just say you're a Ping guy and you go in and you go, well, I want the new 425L.
And they laugh.
But you get it down there and it looks good to you, but it doesn't perform.
Right.
But then you get the Callaway and it doesn't look good to you, even though it's the best one.
Or doesn't sound good.
Or sound good.
Right,
there's a fine line in there, right?
That's what they do, and it's funny because when we just went back for another fitting for me, because I ended up going to a hybrid set. So I have the Apex, the Callaway Apex 5, 6, and 7, and then I have the Apex Pro 8, 9, and pitch.
Yeah.
So it's like a little hybrid set. But I said to him, I go, what about Ping? He looked at me. He goes, no, not for you.
They know.
He goes, not for you. I go, what? Why? Why not for me? Because I like Ping as a company, and they were like, they're too light. He goes, they're too light for your swing. He goes, it's just not going to work.
Goes back to swing weight, right?
100%.
What I said,
And the shafts that I got are these Obani, like custom Oban shafts, and they're, immediately when you get the right shaft.
And as soon as he puts a different one in, that's not the one.
It rings in your hand, and it says, they know what they're doing. So shout out to those guys over there.
Yeah, they're the best for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We love our guys. We've done a bunch of videos there. We actually shot a video there, a fake versus real video, which unfortunately, folks, the lighting was was not optimal. So we're gonna have to
Fake
go back
versus
again.
real as far
You
as
have to
like,
go to TaylorMade.
I went on. I
Like
went
club
out.
heads?
Well, I went out and I bought on that website Wish. I bought. So I found like a set of P790s from TaylorMade that were like
Nice. They're
$400.
counterfeit?
They were completely fake, and it was obvious that they were fake. Obviously, just from the price itself and where they came from. It was
But you
50
took them
cents.
over there and they
I
did
took
it?
them over
That's
there and we did a
awesome.
side-by-side comparison
That's
of the fake
awesome.
and the real. And Jeremy just like shot them out.
Shredded
He just
them.
basically said, well, first of all, they don't do this. They don't do that. He threw pictures up on the screen. This is what it's supposed to look like. Why is this color
I gotta
orange?
see that one.
But
I
it's
didn't
spo-
see that
it
one.
We didn't post it because
Oh.
the lighting inside the bay inside
yeah,
there
it's
was not
dark in
good.
there, yeah.
So we're going to have to go back and do it again, and we're going to have to figure out. Maybe we get him to come here and do it so we
Yeah,
can
that'd be
light it up
pretty cool.
properly. Maybe? No? Shaking your head no?
Yeah, they have all the stuff on the TrackMan that we wouldn't be able to see here.
I'll bring my TrackMan over.
Well, there you
Oof,
go.
there you go.
There you go.
Or
There
we
you
can
go.
go, or we go to TPI over there and
Yeah.
do some stuff.
Oh, we
with
could do
you.
it there. We could,
Yeah,
we could come
because
there.
it's bright over there, right? We don't have like bays like that. We just have a wall with a big net on it.
Oh, there we go. That might actually be better for
And a
what
lot
we're
of
looking to
light.
do.
Yeah.
But no, that's great. So what else you got, Jeremy?
That's all I got. I did.
Well, I gotta say, Keith, this has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so
Hey,
much.
thank you
I mean,
guys
you
for-
are a very accomplished
for being
teaching
patient.
professional.
Thank you.
And we are super excited to have you on the team. Can't wait to get out on the course with you.
Love it.
I wanna come to the center. I wanna check it out.
Yeah.
I wanna come to the core golf performance.
We need to get you over
And
there.
I want you to make me do a couple burpees, a couple sit-ups. Make me an athlete.
Hey,
make me an athlete first.
That's Jim and Freddie's job, not mine.
Oh,
I'll be there to support you, though.
Oh, that'll be great. And but I want to work on the swing. We got to come. We got to get some good videos.
They're the
We
fitness
gotta help.
expert. I'm the golf
If
coach.
you could make me a wedge player, then forget about it.
There's no doubt about it.
Forget about all the pros you teach. You make me a good wedge player. My nickname used to be Ronnie Three Putts. So
Yeah,
I
that's
putt with one hand.
Yeah.
I'm very
That's
unorthodox.
okay. That's
I
all
putt
right.
with one hand. Have you ever seen anybody
As
putt
long
with
as
one hand?
maybe.
There've been a
Right-handed.
few. Yeah, just one hand, right hand. I
Hey,
walked up. And
Hey,
it's
as
great.
lo-
I eat
as-
chips. I
as
eat
long as you
burgers,
get
I
it
eat-
done, that's
yeah,
all that matters.
Exactly.
And I would love to schedule like weekly phone calls for like an hour just to talk about the game and just
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
I'm cool with
pick your
that.
brain.
An hour?
Or 30
An
minutes.
hour? This
Whatever.
guy's a busy
I
guy.
can
What are you
talk to this-
talking
I can
about?
talk to this guy for days.
Oh, there's no
catch-
doubt. There's
Catch
no
me
doubt.
on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm more
Boom.
flexible on those days.
Oh,
talk
that's
about the
great.
game. Talk about
Tuesday,
this.
Thursday, Saturday.
We
I'm
might
in the
have to
studio.
start a little segment. We might have
Yeah,
to
let's
start
do
a
it.
little segment.
Let's do it.
we
Maybe
should-
one of
we
these
should
times
maybe-
I'll come over and show you guys some secret drills.
Oh, secret drills.
We'll get it out there to all your
Secret
your
drills.
followers. out
Yes,
there.
that'll be great. That'll be good
Fast,
content.
the Fast Five. The 5 things you need to do to get better at golf now.
Boom.
I mean, come on. I mean, who doesn't want to get?
Hey.
That's the goal. We all have. Oh, the one thing I did want to ask you. Well, this was, and then this kind of goes, I think, opposite of your philosophy, which I agree with your philosophy more than what I was told once. And we were talking about this before the show, but I wanted to just get it out there. It's. You're big on the smash factor
Yeah.
and the impact. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how you get to it. If you get to it and you have good impact on the ball, you're going to be a better golfer. And we work on impact.
Solid contact is critical to being a good golfer. It's the number one differentiator between good players and players that aren't as good.
Is the yeah, and
Period.
and for
Period.
me, when I had gone to a coach, I won't name his name, but it was trying to fix everything else. Jeremy, wake up, Jeremy. Trying to fix everything else,
Yeah.
No one wants to look at somebody when they're getting a question asked to them. I mean, what are you doing over there? You're so distracted today.
Social. I'm on social.
Where is slow mo? You're posting videos.
He's sending me videos to look at.
But no, they were trying to fix everything to me
Yeah.
before impact. And I
Yeah.
said to the guy, I said, well, why am I a decent golfer then? Like,
Yeah.
what the way you're talking about my swing, I should be shooting 150 every time I
and
go out.
and he probably made you worse thinking about all the crap that wasn't
Well, that
important.
was why I thought it wasn't for me, because I didn't want to waste a whole year of playing
Yeah.
golf at the level that I was playing it
Yeah.
to get shitty just to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, I said to him, I said, well, how come I'm actually a decent golfer? He's like, well, you actually have really good eye-hand coordination. He's like, so all these things that you're doing wrong, your body and your mind is self-correcting it at the ball. And I'm thinking to myself, well, then why don't we work on doing that better? Like,
Yeah.
why are we working on changing the things
Yeah.
that you don't think, out to in, steep, all
Yeah.
that stuff. I know it all matters.
Right.
But again, I'm not trying to be a pro.
Yeah, it's
I'm
all
just
about-
trying to go from a 12 to a 9.9.
Get into
That's
single
all I
digits,
want.
yeah.
That's my entire goal.
Yeah.
And the hole in one. I got to get one with witnesses. Keith, I had one.
I've only had one in my life.
Nobody
so
believes
don't
me.
Feel bad.
I was by myself. I started screaming at the guys ahead of me to see if they saw it. I needed a witness. No witness, nobody. I know myself that I'm up on that whole.
I believe you, man. I believe you.
Thank you, Keith.
I'll sign the card
appreciate
if you bring it over to me.
But listen, man, this has been a lot of fun. I'm really excited to do some more stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Bring some great content, some teaching content. We're going to come check out the facility real nice.
Love
that. I think this is going to be awesome. So I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for being flexible.
Yeah, thanks for being flexible with me, too.
Absolutely, man. We're here every Monday, folks. So, well, we air every Thursday. So do us a favor. Check out our guest, KeithJarvisGolf.com. Check him out. Search his name on Google. And let me tell you something. All the Golf Channel tips are going to be on there. Check them out. Let us know in the comments what you think of some of the tips. Which ones are you going to be using? Go in your garage and start using a couple of them. Let's go, folks. It's
Season's
cold.
right around the corner.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's coming for us here in the Northeast. It's coming real soon. If the snow ever melts, holy shit, we got ice storms coming and everything else. But listen, folks, special thanks to our sponsors, Towel Tag. What was the other one?
Rollback.
Rollback.
Yeah.
Rollback.
Yeah.
Rollback. Let us know, Rollback, if you got 3 X's. We're excited about it. We got a lot of things coming down the pike. Thanks to our friends over at Golf Sophisticity and everybody. Did I pull a pin high?
Oh God.
I did, didn't I?
Golficity.
I did it. I pulled the pin high. Unbelievable. Oh, our friends. Check out the Pin High podcast, folks. They're our friends over there. Anyway, folks, do us a favor, as always. Keep it inside the leather!